So as fun as all this is, right? Like Christy Freeland posted an image to her Facebook of Nazis, Ukrainian Nazis. That's hilarious. But the bodies are starting to pile up. You know, the election in 2020 could have gone differently, and then we wouldn't have had, for example, a war in Ukraine. You wouldn't have had all those people, wouldn't be dying, suffering, burning up. Broken bones, no. Painkiller. That shit wouldn't be happening. Except for what they did. Except for what they did. So the bodies are piling up, and they're going to pile up everywhere. All the lies they told about the vaccine and the side effects. It's massive. The lockdowns, they didn't talk about harm that that's doing to kids' psychology. Hardly talk about it now. They're just wrong on about absolutely everything. Can't think of a thing they're not wrong about. They don't lie about. Justin Trudeau getting balled out like that. That's the most humiliating thing that's ever happened to Canada. So they'll just try to stuff it down the memory hole. It's so predictable what they're going to do. That's what Peterson said about ideologues of any sort, is that they're predictable. If you understand the ideology, you can guess what they'll do. In the case of like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and Justin Trudeau, that'll be the stupidest thing possible. What Justin should quit saying is the word keep. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep fighting the white racists. We're going to keep going with it. No, why don't you just stop for a second and listen and think and talk to some people with a different opinion. And maybe you'll just change direction a bit. Maybe you'll conclude, oh yeah, Kamala Harris, turns out she's angry because every time she goes to a high-level meeting, she's surrounded by white men. So in the middle of all this, that's one of the things she's complaining about. She's a total diva. The people that worked for her don't like her. It's chaos. She can't do anything. Most incompetent person, I think, ever in a high office in the United States. Definitely.
This lady doesn't like her very, very often.
Yeah, Joe Biden's... well, because Kamala Harris called Joe Biden a racist and all that, which he was. But it wasn't a great thing to call somebody that you're later going to work as vice president. And Jill called her out then. She said, no, man, this is really bad for the country. And she was right. Okay, so there was the new theory today was that, well, they wanted somebody totally incompetent so that if Joe Biden, she can't take over from Joe Biden when he becomes totally incapacitated, which is like, what, a year and a half, 2 years? He'll be incapacitated. But she won't be able to take over. That's some people's. A lot of people just think, yeah, she was going to replace him. The most unpopular. She's the most unpopular politician in United States history. She's got to be. And if she's not unpopular with some group of people, those people are totally uneducated. They haven't got a clue who she is. They're educated in the academic sense. Definitely educated. If you like Kamala Harris, it's likely that you're well educated. High quality idiot education they get. I don't seem to be running out of space on this one, so maybe I just keep talking about what. They've brought us to the brink of nuclear war. Biden has done that. Biden said in 1999 that if you wanted a war with Russia, what you should do is bring NATO into Ukraine. And then you have a war with Russia. He said that in 1999. They've known it all along. Totally known it all along. So they pushed NATO into Ukraine, and they got a war with Russia. Well, it's not going particularly well for the more well-established of the Vladimirs. Zelensky, I think is his name. Vladimir Zelensky. In Ukraine, and Vladimir Putin in Russia. Which of the two Vladimirs will win? Neither. Neither will win. Both will lose. We'll all lose. Although this might spell the end for Vladimir Putin. I suppose that'd be a good thing. Who's his replacement? Do you have any idea? It's a good idea that we get rid of Vladimir Putin. So, who do you suggest? Are you familiar with Russian politics and history? Does anyone... You just want him gone, yeah. Okay, I got it, yeah. 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 What else? Oh, yeah. They're pushing to have more CRT in schools. A lot more critical race theory in schools. It's just some bill or something that it's going to give a lot of people jobs. So they're going to be employed at the universities looking for racism, and then other people are going to complain about something. Oh yeah, okay. So they want the complainants to be anonymous. So that means that you can just go and accuse somebody, and that person obviously doesn't have the right to a fair trial because he can't confront his accuser. You didn't know who is whatever. What's that called? Accuser. Doesn't know who the accuser is. So how could they mount a serious defense? They can't. So you're going to be able to report this person, report that person, and you're going to have a whole bureaucracy to oversee that, to oversee the whole thing about, you got to get certain gender quota here, or race quota there, and, on and on it goes. And this is, I think that actually the vote on this is coming up fairly soon, and, they might just win it. I think it's a done deal, actually. They just voted in more CRT in schools. Canadian schools. That's a step backwards. That's a step backwards. What do you think, Jill? Want to comment?
Bunch of bull BS.
You think it's just a bunch of bull BS? What's that? What's a bunch of bull BS?
Bunch of BS. Waste time, waste.
Yeah, the opportunity cost. How much, just human energy and time and money and resources and talent is going into this. But from my point of view, it's totally worth it, because what it's forcing people to do is get back to the basics. Get back to the basics, facts and logic. Respect for human beings. If you've got those three things, you can do anything. Human beings can do anything.